This is a video help that's going to be covering the subset of the inventory screen, which is a list view. But we're going to go to the inventory screen to show you where it actually originates. So let's click on that. On the select screens over on the left-hand upper corner of the application, you'll see the list view. The list view is really one individual record for the actual inventory item. Let's go ahead and view. There's actually 3 records totally right now as sample records in the system, but it can have thousands or even 100,000 records if that was possible to put into the app. One of the questions it was asking me one time is how many records can you have in a table? And theoretically, it's as large as your hard drive. And they're not very big files. They're just a couple of kilobytes per record. So it could be quite a bit of information. Let's look at the list view. In this case, like I said, there's 3 different products in here. First, third, second, and third. And you can see that here one has a numeric number, which could be a part number. The next one is actually a barcode, and the last one is actually a name or a description. And the name or description can be repeated in the actual product name to tell you what that product is. This has got the product name and the product name on this one. The list view lists the store location where the product is at, and the high or low levels are also added in here. The standard price and the quantity on hand. As I stated in an earlier video, there are no purchase records for purchase orders, so the actual values in these are negative numbers. Once the original initial inventory is done, then these would change based on actual items in the inventory. And then as you do additional purchase orders, that number will increase or decrease based on usage or adding from the purchase order. The quantity sold would be an ever-evolving number. As you sell items, the quantity sold will increase to tell you how many products have been sold. And then the sum of the quantity received is the sum also going from 1 to whatever the number is based on the number purchased. If you needed to go to the purchase order or back to the inventory, there's a linking button on the sides of the screen. You can do finds in the list view, in inventory list view, and perform those finds to find specific records. You may want to look for a product by name or by number or by store, or if it has a low or high quantity or whatever that you're looking for. In this case, you can see that the low quantity is 4 and we're actually -5, which indicates that there is a demand for this item beyond what's actually in the inventory currently. Let's go ahead and point out that if you're on the browser, and say, for example, you're even on an Android device, you can be on a browser, and when you leave the records, if you make any changes, you need to commit those changes or revert, which takes you back and puts the original information back in. If you do a find, make sure you return all the records by clicking the Show All when you're done to show all the records that are currently in the system. If you enter a list view and you don't think all the records are present, you're going to see the quantity on either the iPad or the server or the desktop computer version, where you'll see an offset in the actual records and selection. And most of the time it will say something like unsorted, which means that some of the records are not there, and that you can click to the Show All button to return all the records to the main screen. That concludes this description of the list view. Thank you.